Hallo und herzlich willkommen. Heute mal ohne Gast, um mal wieder ein bisschen Abwechslung reinzubringen. Nein, mein Gast für das aktuelle Streamprojekt ist gerade gesundheitlich verhindert. Dementsprechend kümmere ich mich heute wieder allein um eure Abendunterhaltung. Ich hoffe damit, dass man mir das verzeihen kann. Und ich habe überlegt, starte ich schon mein potenziell nächstes Projekt, mache ich irgendwas zwischendrin, mache ich ein Spiel, das ich vielleicht in einem Rutsch durchspielen kann. Aber nein, ich habe mich entschieden, mal wieder ein paar Sachen auszuprobieren, weil ich hab so eine Liste. Da sind mittlerweile relativ viele Spiele drauf. Sehr viele Spiele drauf, die ich irgendwie so potenziell spannend finde für hier und vielleicht mal gucken will, ob das funktioniert. Und davon werde ich einfach mal 2, 3 ausprobieren und mal schauen, wohin mich das führt, ob ich daran Spaß habe, ob das vielleicht wirklich so cool ist, wie ich es mir vorstelle. Aber bevor ich damit anfange, man sieht schon im Hintergrund, bei mir ist was aufgebaut. Da. Denn es ist mal wieder was bei mir angekommen. Von meinen Kickstartern, an denen ich ständig teilnehme. Und ich hoffe, niemand trackt, wie viele das waren. Und vor allem trackt niemand, wie viel Geld darin steckt. Das wäre traurig. Und ich möchte es gar nicht wissen. Was bei mir angekommen ist Coriolis, the Great Dark. Das ist ein komischer Fall. Moment. In meinem Besitz befindet sich schon eine ganze Weile, ohne dass ich bisher dazu kam, es zu spielen, Coriolis, The Third Horizon. Das hier ist die erste Edition. Das hier ist die zweite Edition. Nun haben sie sehr unterschiedliche Untertitel. Und nun haben sie auch ziemlich unterschiedliche Prämissen und Settings. Coriolis allgemein ist ein Sci-Fi-Setting, inspiriert allerdings eher so von byzantinisch und nahöstlicher Ästhetik. Sodass man also alles so ein bisschen arabische Nächte in Space hat, ist glaube ich so etwas der allgemeine Eindruck. In beiden Settings hat man ein Raumschiff. In Coriolis in The Third Horizon musst du es auf jeden Fall abbezahlen, weil du auf jeden Fall schuld ist. Ich bin mir noch nicht sicher, denn ich kam noch nicht viel dazu, es zu lesen. Aber in The Third Horizon bist du angekommen im dritten Horizont, einem besiedelten Gebiet aus mehreren Planeten mit mehreren so Sternbasen darüber oder Raumstationen darüber, die aus den Kolonieschiffen, die vorher dort angedockt sind, bestehen. Und das ist eine total coole Idee. Man spielt so Spezialisten, die sich in dieser Gesellschaft einfügen. Und es gibt so ein paar Leute, die flogen früher los, kamen aber später an. Und dadurch ist so eine eigensinnige Dynamik dort entstanden. Und das heißt, es ist also so irgendwo zwischen Action, Agentenstory und Sozialem hintereinander ein bisschen in die Machtgefüge einfinden und dergleichen. Mit so ein bisschen Esoterik angehauchten Sachen. The Great Dark verschiebt ein bisschen weiter raus. In die direkte Erkundung, in die Weite, in die große Finsternis, in das Nichts, um zu finden, ob es noch weitere Planeten gibt, die besiedelt werden können. Und zumindest die paar Sachen, die ich schon so gelesen habe, man macht quasi Planetenerkundung und sind die wie Dungeon Crawls in so klassischen Fantasy-Rollenspielen. Und das, finde ich, wirkt irgendwie spannend. Sie haben das System verschlankt, aber ich glaube an ein paar Stellen deutlich angepasst, das Kampfsystem deutlich angepasst. Also irgendwo sind Vögel sehr wichtig, da muss ich noch gucken, was das bedeutet. Generell sind sie, glaube ich, alles einmal angegangen. Das Ganze ist wieder von Free League Publishing, mal eine meiner 2 bis 3 Lieblingsverlage im Bereich Rollenspiele, die ähnliches Thema machen, wo sie allerdings genug abändern, dass es immer irgendwie spannend für mich ist und ich immer nicht daran rumkomme, mir die Sachen doch angucken zu wollen. Und das ist gut oder nicht? I don't really know. Aber um einfach mal zu zeigen, man hat so. Man hat Charakterarchetypen drin, mit denen man spielen kann. Man hat, wie gesagt, seine eigenen Raumschiffe. Das Ganze ist recht clean. aber halt immer so ein bisschen verspielt mit diesen Verzierungen an allen Stellen, aber generell etwas stärker zurückgefahren. Man sieht, finde ich, an der Waffe wie dem Gewehr dort, dem goldenen, mit seinen Verzierungen, den Einschlag, den es gemacht hat. Die Raumschiffe sind recht Alien-like hier in der Edition, was vielleicht nicht so sehr verwundern sollte, da Free League auch das Alien-Rollenspiel rausbringt. Aber wie gesagt, ich möchte noch kein zu großes Urteil darüber treffen. Ich will die beiden mal spielen. Idealerweise sogar kurz hintereinander. Aber einfach mal, um das zu zeigen, The Third Horizon war in seiner ganzen Optik etwas verspielter mit mit so blumigen Rändern und dergleichen. Also rein vom optischen Design her etwas sphärischer. Aber ich mag, was sie hier, zumindest was so im Prototypen mal gesehen habe, spielerisch angegangen sind. Und wie gesagt, wenn ich mal beide gespielt habe, werde ich vielleicht nochmal ein größeres Urteil zu machen. Ich bin in meiner Freizeit damit beschäftigt, all das, was da so hinter mir steht, mal zumindest zu testen. Vielleicht mal so vielleicht mal 2 Sessions bei Sachen später, auf die ich richtig Bock habe. Und genau. Genug Rollenspiel-Talk, sagte er und geht hinüber in tatsächlich ein im weitesten Sinne erzählendes Rollenspiel. Das heißt, ich werde heute wieder viel lesen. Für diejenigen, die mir lieber zusehen, wie ich mit George Storbart schimpfe, die sollen sich beruhigen, da kommt demnächst wieder was. Vielleicht kennt ihr es schon, aber nochmal neu und hübscher. Vielleicht starte ich es auch nachher noch. Mal schauen. The countryside needs Roadwardens more than ever, but trails are getting overgrown, roadside shelters are desolate, there are fewer horses to train and not enough iron for new blades. Spannend, ich sehe meinen Mauszeiger in-game nicht. Anniversary Patch. Genau, ich hatte es schon gesehen, es wurde vor kurzem das neueste Update veröffentlicht. So, ich muss jetzt gerade irgendwie... Oh, hier passt ja irgendwas überhaupt nicht. Moment. Kann ich den... Credits, Controls... Nee, das war... Von Duration Text, Tutorials, Achievements, okay. Ich werde das Spiel einmal kurz schließen und nochmal neu starten, weil da ist irgendwas kaputt. Es ließ sich auch optisch gerade schon nicht wirklich anfangen zu streamen, bis ich eine andere Aufnahmeform gewählt habe. Daher, mal schauen, vielleicht wird es ein kürzeres. Ich habe das Spiel aber schon mal gespielt und da hat eigentlich alles funktioniert. So, jetzt seht ihr was. Okay, man kriegt jedes Mal einen eigenen Intro-Text. Some communities distinguish tameable animals with dangerous beasts, while others see them all as wild monsters or dark creatures, the enemy of our kind. Ja, spannend. Ich kann tatsächlich... Ich kann tatsächlich meinen Mauszeiger nicht sehen. Ich gehe mal in einen anderen Modus, um zu gucken, ob mir das was bringt. Ja, jetzt habe ich das. Okay, das funktioniert immer noch nicht, aber dann ich passe das hier einmal kurz an. Ja, ihr habt jetzt leider so einen hässlichen Rand oben, genau wie ich, aber das ist besser, als wenn man die Hälfte nicht sieht, würde ich sagen. Okay. I want to start a new game. Erstmal noch einen kräftigen Schluck nehmen. Everyone knows to stay away from the wilderness. Most people would never risk a lonely journey. Roadwardens not only accept the struggle, they embrace it. They deliver messages, assist merchants, burn human corpses, and if possible, get rid of the beasts and highwaymen. They live on the road, die young, or retire early. It's a dangerous job, but a respectable one. And it pays well. Und wir können uns entscheiden, ob wir losgehen oder ob wir noch Zweifel haben. Also Roadwarden klingt erstmal nach jemandem, der dort für Sicherheit sorgt. Ich würde sagen, wir ziehen einfach los. Pick a difficulty mode. This choice can't be altered later. Casual for focus on story. Standard for familiar with RPGs. Und das wäre. Ich würde Standard wählen. Ich wähle eigentlich normalerweise immer die Normaloption, wenn ich die Möglichkeit habe. Ja, und hier haben wir jetzt unser Interface. Wie man sieht, man hat hier ein Bild, das sich nach und nach auch erweitert, was ich sehr hübsch gepixelt finde. Und eine Menge Text. Und ja, es ist halt ein Textrollenspiel. Aber halt nicht auf die altgedachte Weise. The wall is still standing. There are no wolves around, no stench of blood. Good signs. This should be the place you're looking for. You were supposed to meet with a group of soldiers, but you hear no voices, no sounds of the labor. The gate is ajar, but the camp isn't safe. It may keep away the goblins and peddlers, but not beast folk, not trolls. And the night is near. Your palfrey breathes heavily. It had a long day. Ich könnte mich nochmal nach einer anderen Unterkunft aussehen. Ich kann mich vorsichtig umsehen. Ich steige ab und schleiche mich vorsichtig ran. Oder ich gehe einfach rein. Ich möchte aus irgendeinem Grund gerade sneaky spielen. Take care of yourself. If you are hurt or exhausted, some actions won't be available to you. The weaker you are, the higher the chance you'll die in combat. Und wir haben Vitalität verloren. Your heavy boots hit the ground, and the pain of a long ride finally catches up with you. You stretch out, bring your back and legs comfort. All you want now is a table, a decent chair, a nice mug of beer, and some warm stew. With any luck, your axe won't be needed here. I approach the gate slowly. Ja, ich schau mal. Und, hier sehen wir ein Zelt, hier wird wahrscheinlich so Material drunter liegen, ein Tisch, ein paar Fässer. Hinten ist noch ein Tor und eine Feuerstelle. If it's a military camp, it doesn't look the part. Plenty of wasted space, the fire pit is cold. Two people are sitting at a table and tired and disheartened. They look in different directions, paying no attention to one another. One of them is holding a cup. After a moment, you notice the quiet humming. You recognize the melody of a light-hearted drinking song from the city harbor. Ich werde mich immer noch an einer anderen Unterkunft umsehen. Ich kann nicht immer noch vor sich umgehen. Ja, die sehen nicht gefährlich aus und sind wahrscheinlich angetrunken. Ich gehe rein. It takes him a few breaths to glance in your direction. The first person greets you with a wave of his hand. There are bags under his eyes. His beard is messy. Despite the simple shirt, he's wearing durable, decent boots. A mace with a head covered in iron hangs at his side, but he doesn't reach through it. Ich gucke mir den anderen an. Der erste, ja, harmlos. Eine Wache, irgendwas in der Richtung anscheinend. Just like you, she's wearing a gambeson, but hers is a bit loose. As if she took it off a corpse. Was wahrscheinlich unwahrscheinlich ist, so wie das ganze Setting hier klingt. As if she took it off a corpse. Her head is shaven, as she's protecting herself from flesh-eating bugs. Her eyes are very, yet kind. She smiles. Considered the squad was sent here half a year ago, these two surely looked apart. Though there should be more of them. 8, you believe? Die sollen sprechen. Ich komme erstmal leise und mysteriös reingestapft. It's nice to see an unharmed traveler in this godforsaken shithole make me just a tiny bit hopeful. The bearded man's voice strong yet timid. Okay, you'll be staying the night with us, I guess? Eher so. We're soldiers, he and I, adds the armored woman. Her voice switches from half asleep to relaxed. We'll do our best to keep the camp safe, but if you were to take the first watch, it would be a huge help. Travelers out to help each other, wouldn't you say? You think for a moment. To fully rest, you need a good sleep. Kein Problem. Ich bin hier gerade angekommen. Ihr wisst nicht, wer ich bin. Kalt Wache. Klar doch. Fantastic. She rubs her hand together. I don't remember the last time I had more than half a night of sleep. The hours before midnight should be the calmest. Just wake us if anything happens. The man flashes you a wide smile. It's easy to wake us up. Just yell. He drinks from his mug. Euer Lieutenant? Wie sieht's aus? You wonder how to phrase your question. Oh, ja, okay. Ich habe das vor 2 Jahren oder so mal gestartet und habe das hier schon mal gemacht, aber ich weiß nichts mehr. Ich wusste noch, dass es hier so ein Camp gibt. Das war das Ende meiner Info. Und dann habe ich auf diese Liste gesetzt, um es hier mal zu spielen. Whenever you meet new people, you can influence how they perceive you by selecting one of the attitudes. Friendly, be supportive or cordial. Playful, use a joke or a witty comment. Distance, hide your emotions. Intimidating, hide at a threat. Vulnerable, be sad, tired, afraid or hopeless. Ich habe echt gehofft, einen Lieutenant hier zu treffen. Ich finde, also sie sind freundlich, als bin ich auch freundlich, wäre meine Herangehensweise gerade. I was hoping to meet with your lieutenant. Could we talk for a bit? The woman lets out a loud sigh, dusts off her gambeson and steps toward you. She pays little attention to the sword at her side. We most definitely can, you and I, though holding this rank is still somewhat new to me. Are you a messenger? Did you lose your mount? She observes you with curiosity. Or are you looking for help? I'm your new Roadwarden. My horse is waiting outside. Really? The sword in the shirt leans toward. That explains how you got here in one piece all by yourself. Better bring your beast here, adds the lieutenant. We have no hay, but I bet it dreams of dropping the saddle. A long pause. I'm Tulia, by the way. She reaches out her hand. I shake hers and I'm, nee, ich schüttel ihre Hand. Ich bleib freundlich. Und wir können uns einen Namen geben. Augustus. Her crest is confident, the shake is slight. Just keep your horse away from the tents. She steps away. We don't need to smell its dung. There's this one issue, the sergeant thought also rises to his feet. We've no tent to spare. You have to use a blanket or something. Das muss ich mir eher gewöhnen, also mach dir mal keine Sorgen, mein Freund. You walk through the gate, your mount looks around and snorts anxiously. Not many humans could ride a horse. It's not only taller than you, but also bulky, as heavy as it's strong. You can get in the saddle with a single breath, but most people wouldn't know where to even begin. From every side, it's a wall of flesh. Horses were brought to the Dragonwood from the conquest in the south. They can trot for a long time, but won't outrun some of the local monsters. Your palfrey needs you to survive, but without it, you too would be lost. Okay, spannend. Wir sind in einer Welt, in der sind Pferde was verdammt Neues für die Gegend, in der wir sind. Das scheint sehr, sehr früh, oder halt diese Welt ist halt einfach anders entwickelt. Ja, ich bin auch nicht zu meinem Pferd. Ich wette, das wird mir richtig in den Arsch beißen, wenn ich dieses Spiel weiterspielen sollte. I wanted to feel at ease. It takes a few steps towards you, scalding you with another snort. You scratch the bottom of its neck with strength and confidence, just the way it likes it. Humans see useful enemies and even pets as monsters in disguise. Getting emotionally attached to them is believed to lead humans to their doom. Endlich sagt's mal! Entschuldigung, ich bin so gar kein Tiermensch, das merke ich immer wieder. But you know that horse needs companionship. I speak to it gently and lead you to the camp. You end up next to the fire pit. Removing the saddle, make the horse nicker with relief. You take a couple of minutes to examine its back, just in case. While the riding equipment is not that heavy for such strong animal, with enough time it starts to chafe. You wish it had something better to eat than this shabby grass. You should look for an inn. I need to unpack. Okay, ja. Was haben wir so dabei? Ah, okay, wir können uns aussuchen, was wir sind. Wieso habe ich alles vergessen? Ich mag das. Oh, wieso ja, dass das so etabliert wird. You haven't brought that many things and you lost one of the sacks while fleeing the Crimson Corpse Eaters. Great! Worst of all, you have no rope left, but maybe the soldier could share one. Shouldn't cost more than a dragon bone. Ist das viel? I don't know. Aside from the travel set, you own a few valuable possessions, essential for your trade. Wenn wir ein Kämpfer sind, ein gutes Wams, eine Stahlaxt und eine Armbrust. Wenn wir ein Magier sind, haben wir einen Talisman, mit dem wir unsere Kräfte benutzen können, und eine Eisenaxt, und die Rüstung ist eher schon ein bisschen abgetragen. Oder wenn wir ein Gelehrter sind, was ich spannend fände. Writing instruments and alchemical ingredients as well as an iron axe. Okay, Sachen zum Schreiben, und für Alchemie, den könnte man wahrscheinlich irgendwie so eigene Tränke und sowas herstellen. Hat eine Eisenaxt, auch ein abgeschlagenes Ding, und eine Potion dafür. Ich möchte mehr darüber erfahren, das klingt gut. Kämpfer haben es am einfachsten in physischen Situationen. Physical more capable than other classes, what opens unique opportunities doing some. Ja, es ist ein Einsteiger-Ding. This won't be available. If your talent points drop to 0 HP. Okay, er ist wirklich halt, man ist wirklich hauptsächlich körperlich stark, aber man kann die Stärke auch in sozialen Situationen einsetzen. Das ist halt mit limited pool of energy. Take the better sharp axe, but as a mage you'll be able to heal faster while resting. Okay, damit kann man das ein bisschen machen. Und als Gelehrter weiß man schon so ein paar Sachen mehr über die Welt. Regular of combat more than the other classes, but with enough. Will help you escape from many dangerous situations. Ich bin ja klassisch jemand, der gerne Fighter spielt. Generell die körperlichen Charaktere spielt, aber ich mag es auch clever zu sein. Aber ich denke, für die Situation jetzt werde ich erstmal Fighter nehmen. Ich glaube, das passt am besten. You unpack and inspect your belongings. Your water skin isn't pierced. The spare clothes are still here. Just in case. Oh, Moment, wir können unser... Hits will damage your armor. Inventory. Wir haben Wasser, wir haben ein paar Münzen, unsere Rüstung, ein paar Nützlichkeiten, unsere Axt und unseren Bogen und unsere Armbrust. Works bandages, food rations, knife, nothing special or too cumbersome. From time to time your routine helps you avoid mistakes, but it doesn't make it any more exciting. Ich gehe zu Ihnen zurück. There's a table, again observing your beast and chatting between themselves. Your stomach grows at the sight of eating out of the wooden bowls. Of them eating out of the bowls. One more bowl was put at the previously unused end of the table. You can sit down on a tree log. Ich möchte ihn am Anfang erstmal trauen, auch wenn ich glaube, dass es falsch ist. Aber ich finde es als Anfangsding einmal schön, einfach so die freundliche, vertrauensvolle Route zu nehmen. It's called gruel, the meal eaten in times of hardship. This specific bowl is filled with water, hog millet, some strange-looking cereals, and blueberries. Nourishment. Keeping your stomach full will make you stronger. Starvation won't allow you to restore vitality while resting. You can find your supplies in the inventory. Welcoming you with a meal, even the humble one, is beyond their duty. Soldiers live with and for their companions, constantly on the move from one part of the realm to another, making sacrifices to protect their group as they face dozens of hideous creatures. Their lives are filled with discipline, hardship, and camaraderie. Roadwardens, on the other hand, learn how to work by themselves. They seldom engage in open combat, patrolling the same roads for years. They help the settlements stay in touch, but also maintain commerce, settle down, forge friendships. When there are no laws to follow, they use their own judgment. Different responsibilities, different lifestyles. Also man ist ein reisender Richter. Quasi. I eat quickly, not focused on the taste, then speak with Talia. She focuses and chooses her words carefully. She looks away only when she's gathered her thoughts. I'm afraid I can tell you less than I would like and less than I should. She nods toward the other soldier. As you can see, there's not a lot of us left. At the beginning of summer there were 8 of us, including our previous lieutenant. 5 are dead, 1 has run away in tears. We're also strangers in this land, adds her companion. Any piece of information may help me to do my job. Okay, the man leans forward, his leg shakes nervously. He sounds like a kid asking a bard to sing one more story, tell a joke, or do a magic trick. Whatever it takes to escape from boredom. His untrimmed beard hides a much younger face than you originally thought. What did the official tell you? I expect not that much. No soul governs these lands. Ja, ich sag mal, was so ungefähr gedacht ist. You tell the soldiers how little guidance you've received, since this area is too far from Hoflavan. To keep it under control, you were warned that it's untamed and unknown. Who knows how many villages, bandits or monsters are we found in these unmapped hills and forests. From time to time, new people come here and look for boundless opportunities. Most of them never return. Do they turn into walking corpses, or find what they're looking for? No soul could tell me, so I was looking for your guidance. Okay. My journey, I need to ask them about the peninsula, the Roadwarden, and the rope. Okay. Wir können jetzt erstmal eine Weile mit denen quatschen, wa? What should we do about the peninsula? Also, wir sind auf einer Halbinsel. I'll tell you what I know and you'll be the judge, says the lieutenant. How long did it take you to get here from the city on a decent pathway? I guess it would be 3-4 days? When you've confirmed, she continues. From here you can reach the coast in about a day as long as you don't make any stops. Do you know the situation? Why no ships can get here? You nod. The sea roads allow Hoflavan officials to keep in touch with the coastal villages, collect taxes, move the soldiers, collect lumber, deliver tools, but maintaining order on a wild coast such as this one is like filling the ocean's depth with coins. Because of the rocks, you can hardly stop a ship 5 miles from the shore, and boats can't get much closer. She nods. She nods. I don't know much about fishing, but there's not that many people living by the shore, and they don't crave to stay in touch with the city folk. As she pauses, her companion carries on. No sword from the north ever came here to the camp, but when we travel to the roadside inn, Pelt of the North, they are happy to trade and to play dice. Why not just stay in one of the settlements? Okay. The man clears his throat. I mean, you know, we're to guard this road. This camp is opposed, and well... he turns to Talia. She lowers her voice. Don't take it the wrong way, Augustus, but... Are you a devoted soul? Okay. Sind wir religiös? Okay, so should unite the strength to overcome the twisted nature of dark magic. Good both and evil leads. Ich meine, das klingt sehr nach einem Richter. Support the monastery that does the best to advise mankind spiritual growth, artistry, herbalism, and magical research. Order of the Truth. I'm from a small village. For me, the freedom of shell, pneuma, and soul are the main virtues of life. My community is unique and independent, and so are its members. I have a place in my fellowship. Das ist spannend. I have a strong connection to nature and spirits and follow the path of my ancestors. Some of my beliefs may be considered sinister and treacherous by the city folks. You probably call me a pagan. The details I explain magic. No, I'm not. Ich finde alle 3 letzten Optionen sehr spannend. Aber ich finde, Pagan gibt mir so ein bisschen so diesen Wilderman Schamanen-Vibe, so ein schamanischer Krieger, der mit seiner großen Axt losgezogen ist. Oder, oder der Wächter seiner kleinen, of my life. Bin ich. Das hier ist meine klassische Herangehensweise, das bin ich als Mensch auch. Aber für den Charakter schwank ich zwischen den beiden. Ich hole mir einen Würfel. Wie gut, dass es W3 gibt. Ich werde tatsächlich einfach zwischen allen dreien entscheiden. 1 ist Fellowship, 2 ist Pagan, 3 ist Atheist. Das ist eine 2. Ich bin ein Heide. A Pagan Roadwarden? A Roadwarden? The man scratches his head without the slightest subtlety. No, I'm sure we can have a conversation. We are civilized people, the lieutenant clears his throat. I'm from the United Church, but I'm not a priest or anything, and definitely not a zealot. An orc opposed. The United Church has spilled the blood of countless pagan tribes. Yes! Geil! direkt richtig anecken. Perfekt. Nice. Making it clear that who's not with them is against them. Your family shared gruesome stories about the atrocities committed by the priests against your ancestors. Sure, I'm not looking for squabbles. Ich bin friedlich. Ihr müsst es sein. Ihr müsst es auch sein. The people here are disquieting. Every few words she taps the table with her fingers. The traditions won't help to negotiate with the officials here. The officials. Here, she starts to draw a line with her index fingers as she points at an invisible map. The peninsula is connected with roads like a big circle in the northwest. You'll find a weird village at the bog. It's not exactly pagan. I don't think it even has priests who claims to be an Arabic. You're not. She means a fellowship. They do crazy shit, her companion chips in. They use the dead to cut them down trees and dig in soil. Once I saw it, I begged to never return. Oh, I see. Yeah, normal shit. Bevor ich weitermache, ich finde das tatsächlich gerade irgendwie ganz spannend. Werde ich einmal ganz kurz verschwinden. Bis gleich. So, ich bitte vielmals um Verzeihung für die kleine Unterbrechung und es geht weiter. You've heard tales such as this one since you were a child. If an isolated settlement managed to survive without the city's influence, its customs and traditions grow more and more alien. Every generation learns how to adapt to the dangerous conditions they have to deal with, and the rustic pagan traditions muddy the river of faith. The United Church often warns its members about the crazy druids, necromancers and blood mages, the bringers of doom, the traitors to mankind. Entschuldigung, da musste ein bisschen mehr Werf rein. Were you able to speak with these necromancers? And how about the east? Any monsters worth mentioning? Anything that could catch my mount? Were you able to speak with the necromancers? You can see why we were not eager to go there. We could avoid it. The lieutenant chuckled. Also, you can see why. Maybe they'd be more welcoming to a Roadwarden. The roads are dangerous with little to no shelters. People need your help. The man in the shirt turns a bit and points finger to the northwest. If you're heading to the undead village, you go to an inn first and soon. To Linnots. Pelt of the North. It's a safe place. You can talk with the innkeep or the guardian and ask them about the road. And how about the east? She stares off across the camp. Hard to tell. We went there only once. There are hills, forests, rivers. We saw a tunnel sculpted in leaves and branches, but we didn't enter it. Wilderness all around. Any monsters worth mentioning? We saw all sorts of beasts. The man starts to count on his fingers. Goblins, trans, cats large and small, runners, howlers, wolves, spike boars, mouflon eaters, griffins, but we managed to stay away. Some could catch up with the most mounts. Talia glances at her companion. Door pathway should be fine. The trees are too tall that the flying creature keeps to the coast and mountains. There's not that many humans around, and the animals are busy fighting among themselves. They fight more for food than territory. The soldier cracks his knuckle. Don't provoke them and ride fast. Just count on luck. That's all I need to know. Ich habe meinen Seil verloren, habt ihr eins? You're in luck. She heads towards one of the crates and moves aside a large linen sack, revealing a rope. She brings it back and nonchalant sits on a chair. Take it. I was planning to leave it behind. A fine rope. I take it to offer some food in return. Talia leans forward and rests her form on its side ties, looking down the collapsed sands that meet your eyes. I'd normally refuse, but we need some decent food. Every day I'm searching through our roads, looking for worms and prodigy. We forage, but it's not a great spot. Some food rations will brighten up a foggy day. For now, you leave the rope on the table. Any idea what happens to the previous Roadwarden? Aren't you a little bit late for a rescue mission? We haven't heard from him in almost half a year. The searchers speak for a bit between themselves, trying to get their story straight. They confirm that he had stopped by their camp a few times, but stopped showing up at all in early summer. The bearded soldier starts to scratch the table with the tip of his knife without looking at you. I don't remember his voice. Always busy drowning in things to take care of. He would sit somewhere, sharpen his sword, fix his loud mail, cleans gloves, writes notes on that Rex tablet of his. Yep, and leaves at dawn. Unlike us, Asterion never gets bored. Toya lets out a joyless chuckle. He's secretive, but some of the locals speak about him warmly. Maybe he doesn't like us. Sounds like you're not sure if he's dead or not. If anyone knows, they won't tell us. Maybe someone is keeping him in the basement. The man craves question. We haven't seen him or his historian. Sometimes something ate them, I bet. The official locals have fired you, right? They don't expect him to return. Okay. Richer Roadwardens often use four-legged meat-eating saurians as their mounts. They have to be tamed and trained since they're hatching, but unlike horses can easily defend themselves from many monsters. At least some prey is fast and reliable, and won't suddenly sink its teeth into an innocent passerby. Do you know what he's looking for? Maybe he left a message. Neither of us had any insights into his dealings, says Talia. My predecessor left me no clues. We also took a look at his Tyrian stuff. Wait, she raises her palm off. I almost forgot. She stands up and heads nearby tent. He has a kid in a village near Hofleven. I was planning to take all his things there. A pouch, a second spear, a decent bow, some potions. Quite a treasure. She glances at you. But I would much prefer to bring them the truth about their father. So you want me to find out what happened to him in exchange for his stuff? Here's the catch. She dusts off the hilt of her sword. I've hired a messenger to ask the commanders for further orders. Since she hasn't returned and you know nothing about her, she either ran away or something happened to her. She sighs with resignation. We are meant to stay here until fall. What do you think? Come see us, tell us what you've learned about the man, and we get back to Hofleven together? You think about a real mission. You're planning to return to Hofleven in the early fall anyway. If he's alive, I don't think he's going to be happy thinking me about taking away all of his possession. So, confirm the notes, hidden notes in the costume. Saves. Quests. Find the Roadwarden. What happened to his squad? The man shrugs. Bandits happen. And monsters. A strong band or his companion ships in. When we got to the Peninsula Spring, we saw some people living in the camp. The lieutenant decided to avoid it and look for an inn. We had to travel to the night for a bit. The bearded soldier scoffs and crosses his arms, but she carries on. If he had decided otherwise, we would all have died that day. The innkeeper explained that the camp is a trap, that his armed ones pretend to be soldiers. Stay there at night, lose everything you have. Sounds like slave hunters. Very much so. They killed some and took others away. Who knows where? They were letting the northerners go, hoping to avoid their breath. It kind of worked, as a soldier. We asked them for help, but they refused. We had to clear the entire camp on our own, and that's why 3 of our people died. Don't exaggerate, it's not like the lieutenant didn't make a mistake. He wanted to get rid of them and take over the camp, but we didn't know how our enemy well enough. We were outnumbered and they had an ice mage among them. At least we cleared the road, saved lives. You mentioned monsters as well? Nothing that would surprise you. Those of us who survived the skirmish were young, too inexperienced to spend the summer in this place without a good leader. And they didn't trust me. One of them got caught by Trent, another one ignored my orders to perform some sort of patrol hunt. So a werebear tore her to pieces. The last one tried to act tough, didn't tell us that he had cut in hand while cleaning his gambeson. She lets out a ghastly chuckle. We had to cut it off, and it was a shame that he decided to walk north, find a new life, disappeared. Idiot. What a colorful journey. The man tries to drink from his mug, but it's empty. You've made this place safer. Barely. Tullius is worried. Who knows if it was worth the life and effort. Ich würde sagen, das reicht gerade. Are you sure? We should prepare for the night anyway. Thanks for your help. Tyrion did. Stay vigilant. Stay tidy to have a better chance of influence others. Your host is already napping, still change straight down. I prepare for my watch. Okay, the Socialist says, you observe this area. There are plenty of griffins around, so they won't try to jump over the palisade. Probably better watch out for the apes. They climb up and carry out any food they can find. And there's this one really loud Were-Elk? Geil! Wehrelche? Da bin ich für. Also, Wehrelche klingt fantastisch. And it keeps smelling the wall, though he has never tried to get in. He pointed at the gate. The lieutenant and I will block the entrance. They are quite heavy, so if anyone comes here looking for shelter, better call us for help you out. And if it's someone being chased by wolves or anything, better throw them the rope instead. He scratched his head. If it gets called, feel free to make a fire, and the best place is on the watchtower. You may want to put a blanket there or something. The watchtower? He gives you a long puzzled look. Oh, here. He points at the pile of crates. Just climbed up the tallest one. You have a great view on the northern side, the more dangerous side. And also, I know you're tired, but all that riding, he points at the tent on the other side of the camp. I can handle a couple of hours sleeping on the ground. If you wish, go there after me and rest just this once. At least I have a pallet inside. Thanks a lot. Okay. Lustigerweise ist es gefühlt heller geworden. Ich habe das Gefühl, dass ich mehr erkenne als vorher. You put your blanket on the tallest crate and sit down. The night is warm, but a sporadic summer breeze brings gentle refreshment. From time to time, your back aches and you have to force yourself to keep your eyes open. The light of the moon helps you focus on tall grasses. For most of the time, you spend smaller critters and birds. There are exceptions. At one point you see 3-horned deer trying to challenge one another. Before they clash their antlers, a 2-legged dragonling appears, leading its much smaller offspring. The furry beasts try to intimidate the predators with roars and aggressive head movements. After a few moments, both sides walk away slowly, not willing to risk the fight, not to admit their defeat. I don't let it distract me. I keep looking around. You hear the death screams of distant prey and the mating calls of monkeys. Runners are chasing a grey hare. A group of muskoxen lazy chews the grass, preparing themselves to sleep. A dusk fox is running together with lynx, making playful screeches. Thankfully, you never have to intervene. You just sit there watching the not-so-distant forest, trying to outlast the sleepiness. You can only guess how much time has passed. Once you feel good enough, you climb down and get to the tent, waking the bearded man with just a couple of words. You confirm that nothing important has happened. I gather my things and squeeze into the tent. I use my back as a pillow, put my blanket on the pallet, and cover myself with my cloak. Sleeping in a tent is not the stuff of dreams, but it's much welcomed rest. The pallet keeps the cold soil away. The moonlight saves the outside world from the eerie gloom. Just listen to your own breath and find a comfortable position. Your job starts tomorrow. I focus on the real goal of my journey. Okay, the Merchant Guild wants to take control of this realm. Your warden duties are secondary. First and foremost, you need to explore the peninsula, learn about the territory, resources and threats, get to know the locals, and if you can convince them to consider negotiations with Hoflevin, officials and traders. Could the tribes resist the soldiers or be a threat to peace of the United Church? Are there any forbidden practices that need to be eradicated, such as blood magic, necromancy, robbery, or slavery? At least I have time. 40 days to get sex. I need to be as thorough as I can. Once you finish your reconnaissance, you should speak with Talia and return to Hoflevin. There's your report back to your employees and you get rewards. In the meantime, you have your own goal to pursue. Okay, mir kann sich also eine eigene Quest setzen. Extra coins you can retire early with prospect and safety. Connections among the local leaders. A major player in the merchant guild. I want to remember as a sword who brought peace and order to this realm. I just want to help people, make this region safer for locals and because alike. Ja, ich möchte einfach helfen. New shit unlock, new entry help others. Your half asleep senses are catching the sound of the wild forest. Your instinct keeps you alert and anxious. Through the pleasant, humid late summer air, event is slowly. You're thinking about your goal, using strength. Sleep. Sleeping in tent. You can spend the night in a borrowed tent. It's nothing special, but it will sleep from the wildest rains and going to. Okay. Sleep. Ich glaube, ich komme nicht zu einem weiteren Spiel, weil ich habe unterschätzt, wie lange das dauert. Und ich glaube, das ist auch der Hauptgrund, warum das kein Stream-Projekt für mich ist. Weil es geht nicht voran. Ich lese nur viel, was dort von sich aus steht. Aber ich finde es cool für so ein Zwischenexperiment mal. You're woken up by sunlight, well rested and ready. Without haste, you gather your things. After only a couple of breaths, you notice a weird smell, like a roast. No burning meat. Burning rotten meat. Disgust crawls into your conscience. You exit the tent. Your horse is looking around nervously. Your bags are here, are where you left them. You see an open gate. I go outside and see what's happening. Both soldiers are standing near a humble pyre. The man in the shirt looks at it contemplatively. Talia is the first one to address you. Augustus, she greets you with a nod. We used the horse manure for the flames, so don't worry about cleaning it up. You see the corpse among the flames. It's impossible to tell whether it belonged to a male or female, but it was an adult. The burning process won't be over for a couple more hours. A traveler or an undead? The latter. A young one. She lacked the pneuma to understand that she couldn't get inside the camp without climbing. I stabbed her with a spear from a safe distance. She shifts her weight. One more fork and she'd be in a real sweat. Even now, it took a couple of hits to knock her down. Sooner or later, every human shell wakes up, gaining more strength with each soul it devours and each moment it spends in the fog. Burning the dead is not just a religious practice, it's a necessity. Soldier, priests, village mayors, even Roadwardens making a large pyre, taking a lot of time, but it saves lives. Talia calls the undead a she. Most Uniteds hesitate to do so. Time for me to leave. Running away from the reek, huh? I don't blame you. She walks with you a few steps. Find us here if you need us, or if you learned what happened to Asterion. There's enough ground here for you to rest. Safe words. These words make you stop. An old Powell mocked in a number of songs and tales, but yet you hear no scorn in Talia's voice. You wonder how many acts of kindness like this one you're going to experience in the days to follow. She returns to the pyre. I prepare myself for the journey. You somehow miss the fact that your mount is already settled and warmed up. You double check the equipment, but you don't need to fix anything. The soldiers were diligent. Normally, preparing a new pathway for a long journey takes a lot of time. You put on your gambeson and make sure that your axe is tightly attached to your belt, then get into the saddle. The parathinicals are ready to leave. It's time for you to get to the crossroads north of here. Travel. Das will ich mir dann auf jeden Fall noch angucken. Travel forward to continue your journey. Once you're done with the north, speak with Talia and return to Hovleren. Das ist sehr witzig, die Musik ist sehr nah dran an einem Stück lizenzierte Musik, die ich habe, die ich in meiner Kampagne. Okay, hier. hier ist, also dieses Klavierklimpern am Anfang ist fast das gleiche, was in der Mortal Olympia Park Kampagne in der Rollenspiel-Taverne genutzt wurde. Even at a later hour, you wouldn't expect to meet any travelers in the valley. The warm summer breeze lures your mount forwards, but the serene chirping of birds is quickly replaced by the distracting screeches and gurgles coming from further down the path. You see the pack of four-legged griffins. They are larger than foxes and merge the features of birds and furred beasts. Each one is a different size, coat, and color, and their temperaments are just as varied. Their fronts are covered with rivet feathers, while their rears have darker furs. Their wings are massive, making them impressive jumpers, but they're too heavy to fly. About 24 beasts are yelling, brawling, and chasing each other, blocking a path. I consider my options. Eieiei. Okay. Ein Dutzend Greifen. Ungefähr die Größe von großen Hunden. You can't enter the forest blindly. If these or other creatures were to chase after you, the thicket would be disastrous for your horse. These are reasons why travelers stay as close to the main road as possible and why adventurers move in groups. Usually the safest approach would be to stay where you are and just wait for the pack to get hungry. It may, however, take up to a couple of hours. They're thinking about your conversation with Talia. You got a lot to do and time may be of the essence. I have any vitality points you can use the warriors training to access unique interaction with violence for direct threat. Okay, ich kann das opfern, um sowas zu machen. An advantage during physical struggles. I should stay here, better safe than sorry. I grab my crossbow. A light hit should be enough to make them scatter. Aber ich habe nur 3 Pfeile. Und hier wäre es, ich stürme aber mit der Axt in der Hand auf die zu und versuche sie zu vertreiben. Ich finde das eigentlich ganz gut. Okay, you learn more about your abilities in your character sheet. Force, when your vitality is above 0, you find ways to overcome physical struggles. Advanced training, you have an advantage during physical interactions that involves random chances. Nourishment, 1/4, okay. Appearance, nur noch 1, ich bin ganz schön dreckig. Ich habe noch ein bisschen Kampferfahrung. Pagan. Oh, Religion und Faith getrennt. Das ist cool. Ich habe nicht gelogen. Throwing Experience habe ich keine. Gambling Experience, okay. Initially your horse completely trusts the guidance through after a few more steps it snorts. You prepare your axe and get ready to push away any griffin willing to jump on you. Once you get in the middle of a surprised herd, your mount squeals and gallops forward. The creatures in front of you flee, but others try to jump at you from both sides. You kick 2 of them away, but the third one scratches your leg. It hurts, though only a bit. You ride away and the griffins can't keep up. You still hear their screeches when your mount slows down. Once I get to a safe spot, I stop to clean and bandage my wound. Ich glaube, aber dann hätte ich es schaffen können, ohne was zu verlieren. Schätze ich mal. Das ist schick. You keep track of your achievements as your journey force. I used to be a fighter. The road splits. According to what the soldiers have told you, you may find a safe inn turning left. The forest to the right is lush and the travel overgrows. Kids used to have this song about it go. The harshest pathway leads to the dragon's lair. Those who search for treasure, do you truly dare? Truly dare. Keine Ahnung, wie der Rhythmus davon sein soll. Egal. The signpost in front of you doesn't make your situation much cleaner. It was put there by someone who can't write. For folks who can't read, covered in old red paint. It's point east. Blood there, as people say, danger to be found. There's not a soul to ask for guidance. I look at my horse. Oh, wie heißt mein Horse? Mein Pferd. Wenn ich Augustus bin, ist das Karenia. Karenia is peaceful and you stroke its mane. Maybe it can't help you choose a path, but you've spent many years together. Happy to go on, it takes a couple of steps forward. You spot a few berry shrubs and a wild cabbage, but they still need at least 2 weeks to gain maturity. Time to make a turn. Ja, ich würde dem erstmal nachgehen zu dem Inn. Carrying trots with ease, unbuzzed by the few branches covering the beaten road. The birds song in the distance howl, draw your attention to the forest, which gets sparse and brighter. You spot boars, roe deer, and saurians. The sight of a nearby wolf pack worries you, but once you push your hip towards and your palfrey enters a canter, the beasts don't even begin to pursue. The speed alone will protect you from many dangers. You notice a stone taller than the trees. A stone tower. It must be the inn I thought about. Das ist ein, weil es halt so ist, muss es wirklich eingekreist sein. Und die haben einen richtigen Turm. Die haben einen besseren Turm, als das, wo die Soldaten sind. Also sie haben einen, überhaupt. Interesting. Inns like this one fit in the regions traveled by merchants, but you wouldn't expect a place of this size in a forsaken peninsula. The stone and lumber must have been transported from far away. The workers guarded by expensive mercenaries surely lived for many seasons in a primitive hamlet, subsisting on salted supplies. There are seemingly no cracks in the wall, and the building was whitewashed only a few years back. The road is white and beaten. Dozens of souls could hide, if not in this building, then at least in the yard. The expenses and labor put into a fortress with worth many trading ships. 3 armed people are on the ramparts, though you only see what's above the waistline. They're leaning on the parapet right next to the gate, and you think you notice a glimpse of a smile. They were gambesons, each one of them dyed differently, yellow, green, and linen grey. I approach the gate. A woman in yellow armor leans forward. She has long, curly, disorderly red hair, pointing in every possible direction. This combination of color doesn't work at all. In the woods, one would have to shout to draw this much attention. There's still a fair distance between the two of you, but she speaks loudly. I ain't seen a horse for years now. I just said it's weird to see such a large jackass, huh? Her voice is young and strong with an accent that reminds you of the villages just around Hofleren. But no jackers would wear a saddle, I'd say. She exchanges a few words with a male guard wearing green, giving you time to move closer. Well, this one here says there really are donkey saddles. Say, traveler, how hard's to ride a horse? Playful. Sie wirkt wie jemand, der es also ich hoffe, die Person kann auch einstecken, so sehr sie austeilt. You won't believe it, the lessons were a pain. You get off the horse and imitate the silly walk from the day that followed your first long journey when your horse shell was crying. You illustrate the pain and you move your hand from the back to the hips, then sighs. In return, the guards tell you about the time when they had to carry their friend with bitten off legs for 3 days straight through the heart of the wood. Meanwhile, the other guard opened the gate. You may be in a good mood. The woman in the yellow jacket smiles at you. But don't get too nosy when you talk to our boss. The man never smiles. He has the worst suffering scarred to his face. She leads you under a roof under which your palfrey can rest, tethered with a cord to a wooden post near some old hay. Once you're ready, go inside. Speak with the boss. Maybe you're hungry. The other guard take care of various chores. They peek at your mount every now and then, and they are splitting firewood, cleaning their clothes, weeding the garden patches, and moving chairs. Two of them are making a rope. You hurry towards the inn, hearing the piercing scream of a boar from the other side of the yard. Dann gehen wir mal rein. Boah, klein, aber fein. Hat nur ein Zimmer. Wo schlafen die? In dem Turm wahrscheinlich? Schlafen die Wachen? If you're in the morning, you can spend the entire day unresting. The locked windows make the air stuffy, and the weak fire in the stove hardly lighten up the hall. Muscular man is sweeping the floor near the stairs, but after he glances at you, he leans the broom against the wall and heads behind the counter. You're lucky to show up. His voice is deep and soft, with a city-like accent. He observes you with keen attention, yet avoids your eyes. I've a keg of this ale, wormwood bog, myrtle, juniper berries, cat's food. He filled the mug carefully and put it on the countertop. It's going to spoil soon. Today maybe, and we don't drink here before the even. I hate to see the good stuff going to waste. His skin is dark, almost purple, rare even among the southern tribes, and his hair is naturally bluish. His clothes are quite fancy for a manual labor. The elegant tunic wouldn't stand out in the city square. I stand at the counter. The planks let out a creak after every step you make. You slowly down a bit. You could swear that the innkeeper made a little to no noise. Here you go. He pushes the mug forward. But just so you know, my Paladin doesn't belong to Ovlevan. You can sleep on the floor if you wish so, but if you want a bed or a meal, you have to pay. We may have some leftovers from dinner, but I need to check. Thanks for the drink. I see you know how to make friends with a Roadwarden. He meets your eye with a puzzled look, then grabs the wet cloth and starts to wipe down the shelves. From time to time, your conversation is interrupted by splashes of dirty water in a wooden bucket. Well, nothing's truly free. Ich weiß nicht, warum bei Truly Free allein schon mein Hamilton-Gehirn anspringt und ich direkt Text im Kopf habe, aber ich habe es auch vor kurzem mal wieder mir angehört. I've worked for Soul of the Road, but I don't need in your mouth to babble. He speaks slowly yet audible. I value my time, you should value yours. Ich nehme einen Schluck. The dark room and wooden walls of the mug make the liquid look as brown as chestnut. The Lee in spring sits your nose, and the first sip is even too complex, too flowery. Where the brewer has used fancy ingredients, the exotic licorice ruins the aftertaste. Now you know why there's so much left. Maybe it takes an acquired taste. The innkeeper nods. I was hoping to see someone willing to patrol the roads. Maybe you help me with worrying do I have? Which is... there are brigands in the woods. Our place is a stronghold, so I'm not afraid of an open strike, but they got more active in the last 2 years. One day they may steal our furs, or I doubt they're the reason why merchants come here only once. Having bandits around get expensive. Ich muss definitiv nach diesem Abschnitt aufhören. Ich kann nicht mehr lesen. He rubs his hands together, camouflaging his paws. I want to reach Charlesdale, northwest from here. It's the largest settlement around. I'm sure you'll get there sooner or later. Ask Teus, the mayor, about Gloria, that bloodthirsty wolf of a woman. I've heard rumors about a raid in the north. If Gloria's ready to break the truce with the locals, I'm willing to join forces with them to get rid of a band. He looks at the nearby dragon bone. Not difficult, right? Just do it when you have a chance. A couple of days won't make much of a difference. I pay you 2 coins when you get back with the news. Fine? Klar. Und dann kann man ihn ausfragen. Ja, okay, ich frage noch, ob er Asteric gesehen hat. Und dann höre ich auf. You know. He goes to the table and invites you to sit down with him. I don't think I'm going to be much of help. He rests his elbow on the tabletop and grunts quietly to clear his throat. But I do want to find him so. When he asked about his intentions, he measured his words. Asteric and I made a risky deal, well, a very promising one. Last time he was here, he took 50 coins, my half of the investment. He knocks the table with fist anxiously. If you get my coin, or at least find out what happened to the guy, I'll make sure you won't be disappointed after bringing me the news. Kannst du, dass er damit einfach abgehauen ist? He looks at the window and starts to play with his shutter. I just think Asterion ain't the kind of soul that would do such a thing. For him it wasn't much of a fortune, and I'd say he had earned my trust. Not only mine, you know. It's easy for a Roadwarden to make connections. He always had places to go and things to take care of. He rubs the table with a thumb as he's trying to clean it with his stain. I've asked travelers, I've sent a couple of my pals to find him. No real news. I know he stayed in the White Marches for a day and was meant to do something for the people there. It's a village in the northwest. Just stay on the main road until you reach the bog, then enter them. You may get there before dusk. So let me know once you find anything, and we may return to this investment thing. I think about it. Okay. Quick save. Dann bin ich dann. Ich glaube, wenn ich es richtig gesehen habe, hat quasi niemand zugesehen. Aber das ist nicht schlimm. Ich wünsche trotzdem allen Leuten, die das vielleicht auch im Nachhinein sehen, einen wunderschönen Abend. Genießt die Zeit. Macht's gut. Bye, bye.